Lesson 77, percents greater than 100. Remember that we've been using this nice equation that we can translate English into this equation. Is percent of a total equals a part. So let's look at the example and try to think how can you translate it to look like that equation. So the exercise says 210% of, remember of means multiplication. So I'll put the 210 over 100 because percent is over 100 times 50. And yes, you can put 50 over 1 or just 50. And then it says is, which we translate as equals, and what number, and I'll just put an N. Notice how it follows this perfectly. Then this is ready to multiply, so I cancel this 0 with this 0, and then these two zeros together. Remember, one from the top with one from the bottom. And then we just have to multiply 21 times 5. So the answer is N equals 105. Now notice that in these exercises where the percents are greater than 100, the total is going to be, like in this case 50, is going to be less than the number. Because we're not thinking about part of that total, which that would be the percent, but we're thinking about more than the 100%, so more than that 50. And in this case, 105. Let's look at the next example. It says, what percent of 40 is 120? And again, we're going to translate. So I'll put what percent, P, percent of multiplication, 40 is equals 120. Now remember that in this case, we need to leave the P alone. So we need to pass the 40 to divide. So we'll put 120, which is already there, divided by 40. And then this percent sign, to be able to pass it to the other side, I have to put 100%. I have to multiply times 100. And so in this case, we're going to do the same. We're going to divide the zeros. We cancel, divide by 10. And then we're going to divide 12 divided by 4, which is 3. So P is 300%. Example number 3 says 150%. So again, I'm going to write that as a fraction so that we save some steps. Of multiplication, what number is 600? Again, notice that we want to get rid of the 150% on the left and pass it to the other side so we can leave N alone. So that's going to go to divide. Now remember that when we divide by a fraction, we multiply by its reciprocal. So we have to actually multiply times 100 over 150. And if we cancel here zeros and we divide by 15, 15 divided by 15 is 1, and 600 divided by 15 is 40. And then if we multiply 40 times 10, the answer is 400. Again, notice how in this exercise, since the percent is greater, then the total, which in this case is 400, is less than the part. And you want to make sure that's what's happening in these kind of exercises. Today, cars cost 120% of what they used to cost last year. What is the cost of a car that was $6,000 last year? So in this case, what we have to do is think that 120% is what we have. The original number is last year. And then this year, when there is an increase, is the part or the new number after. So if we go to the exercise, 6,000 represents last year. So we'll have to multiply 120% times 6,000 to find the price now. And again, we cancel zeros. And then we multiply 12 times 6 is 72, and we have 2 zeros left over. So the price this year for a car is $7,200. And that's it. That's our answer. That's the lesson. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next lesson.